Hello everyone. We continue to break down temperature markets. And I've noticed that most people make mistakes even when analyzing something this simple and straightforward. Many people bet based on how things have been in the last week or two. In other words, as I mentioned before, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't analyze things that way. That's not analysis. That's not the approach we need. Because during transitional periods of the year, the temperature can change by 10 degrees from one day to the next, while human memory, by its nature, tends to average out the last few days into a general impression. It's cool but bearable, or almost warm already. This averaging is precisely the source of systematic error in temperature markets during such periods. In the transitional season, air masses can change within 24 to 48 hours, and the weekly range, the weekly forecast, is of little use here. You need to work strictly within a window of 3, 4 or 5 days, where the accuracy of the models is already sufficient for a specific threshold, and you should focus specifically on the moment the front changes, not on the general feeling of the season. We shouldn't be relying on our feelings at all. We should rely only on data, on analytics, on models, on what our tools provide us, what knowledge they give us, what calculations and information they offer, and use that. It's all quite simple. In India, it shows the change of air masses. Yes, we can observe this, we can see what kind of cloud cover we have, whether there is precipitation or not, what kind of front is passing through, at what speed, at what speed a particular front is moving, and at what temperature. For example, right here at this point, for instance, at what? It's moving at 58 kilometers per hour, and the temperature is 28 degrees right here, 26 here, and 28 here. So we take the average as 27 because it actually comes in from over here, and 27 is the average temperature reaching this point, for example, in India, right? We can see this. We can observe that in India, in the near future, say on the 22nd, the temperature will rise there. For example, at this point, it goes up. This is all obvious. There's no need to draw conclusions based on your recent impressions or feelings. That's a mistake. So, what is the logic behind the break? A typical scenario. A series of several days with similar weather leads the market to form an average expectation that the next day will be about the same, and the following days will also be about the same. But if, specifically on the market closing date, meteorological models show an incoming front that changes the situation abruptly rather than gradually, a gap arises between the market's average expectation and the precise calculation. The check is standard. We look at the hourly dynamics specifically for the required day and hour. We compare the consistency of the two models, the American and the European. We check everything here. To begin with, before drawing any conclusions at all, we need to analyze everything. In India, after all the manipulations and all the analysis specifically with it, it should simply give us a signal that we can proceed with further analysis. Only after that can we draw any conclusions and place a bet. We compare the consistency of the two models and trade the gap proportionally to this consistency. Yes, let's quickly go through some event. Los Angeles on July 9th. Yes, down here, if anything, we can take a look. July 9th. July 9th. Will the highest temperature be 72 to 73 Fahrenheit for us? We placed a no bet at a fairly low odds. But now I'll tell you why the odds are so low in the first place. Go ahead, Los Angeles, California. Here we can see. We also look, as I already mentioned, at what winds we have, where they're coming from, and at what speed. It's all clear where they're going, at what temperature, and at which point we need them, right? Los Angeles airport or station. Always check. Also, on July 9th, a maximum of 86 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded, 86.1 everywhere, even if not. Well, if 86.1 was somewhere not at the airport or not at the station, then it was 84, 80, basically, that was the temperature. And overall the event gives us 72 to 73. But these values are the average temperature in July in Los Angeles. That is, this is an averaged indicator, which is what I was telling you about. The market simply gives us an averaged indicator just because that's how it's always been. Apparently, they don't take into account what's happening right now. They don't consider, what cyclones, fronts, what temperature, and how fast it's moving. No one takes anything into account. We also look at wizard.gov. Los Angeles. Here we look at the temperature. So we see that right now it's July 21st, and we see that it's 91 Fahrenheit, 90, 93, 90, 90. These are the highest temperatures for the coming days. So we can also look at the 3-day history, and we'll see that with this blue line here, we can check the highest temperature from 3 days ago. So we've just looked at the week now. Our range is a week. Here the highest temperature is over 80. The anomaly is the average, although the average, yes, for June-July is 74. That's how it has been historically. But we see that in recent days and right now, we're observing temperatures over 80 Fahrenheit in lot. And that's why the market produced an event that is 100% just by looking at the history, checking windy, and quickly going through all these tools. Here as well we can, Los Angeles, yes, take a look. Simply thanks to all these tools, we saw what numbers we have, what indicators, and why they are the way they are, right? After analyzing it on Windy gave us the signal about this. It's actually a strange bet when the temperature is over 80. Even AccuWeather tells us that there is abnormal heat during the... And on July 9th we see 30 degrees. That's clearly more than 72 to 73 Fahrenheit. Accordingly, the conclusion here is obvious. In the transitional season, it's especially important to look at hourly, not daily, trends. A front can arrive or leave only in the evening, and the outcome for markets tied to a specific hour or daily maximum depends on this. Transitional seasons are a systematic opportunity precisely because human memory averages out recent days into a single general impression, whereas the atmosphere during these periods changes in sudden jumps, not smoothly. Every time the market price clearly continues a recent trend without taking into account a specific incoming front, that's a signal to check the data separately instead of trusting the price's momentum. That's what I wanted to tell you. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. There will be more forecasts and more analyses coming up. Goodbye everyone.